Ugly truth. It's that time of the week where we get a chance to listen to your problems and give you guys some solutions. Instead of Stephanie in the studio today, we have AJ of UKISS. Hello.
Hey everyone, I'm UKISS. Oh no, I'm AJ from UKISS.
Yes, you are technically UKISS.
Yeah, actually.
How have you been? You guys have been pretty busy.
We've been promoting our new album called Moments, and our title track is His Mind. We've been busy promoting that song.
Okay.
But in the meantime, I'm here.
Yeah, you're here.
Nice.
Thank you for joining us on such short notice.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, normally Stephanie reads the stories, and then what we do is we just talk about them. Now, I hear that you're going to be able to help us because your major has something to do with this.
My major is psychology, but then I'm not sure whether I'm really good with it because I'm actually studying an introduction part of psychology.
Okay.
So I'm not really good with it, but I'll try my best to understand like people's mind.
All right. Now, I mean, psychology major is, it always sounds so ooh and ah. So I want to ask, what do you normally do with the studies? I mean, I know that it's an introduction right now, and you're still, in your beginning processes.
I'm studying like neuroscience these days.
Oh, wow. So you study neuroscience?
Yeah.
It's
really basic.
So really basic stuff. What are some other things that you study? Because normally when you think about this kind of study, a lot of people are just thinking like, okay, when I turn crazy, I'll go see him.
Normally, psychology, if person comes to people who study psychology, they usually listen more, and then they first listen and then give them advice.
Okay.
It's not like psychic.
Okay,
it's
so
not
it's not a psychic. It's more of listening to somebody.
Yeah, exactly. Understanding. Try to understand.
Okay, so there is a science behind it, obviously.
Yeah, that's true.
And when you take other courses, what are some of the things that you also study instead of the science? Like the science behind it. So like, the technical stuff. So like neurologically, like this kind of
I think you're
sparks.
going too deep.
Okay, sorry.
Going too deep.
I'm curious. I've never taken the courses, but in school they do have the courses open for students who are not that major. And I've always thought that, if you were to go into a class, what would they teach? Like, how do you teach about the mind? It was just very fascinating.
I don't know. I'm not a teacher.
Well, you're learning.
I just learn what they teach us.
Okay,
Let's go on to the main point.
Yeah, I think we should go into the story for today. So our first story is from one of our listeners from Canada. So could you please read the story for us?
Chrislam?
Yeah, her name is Crystal. That's her ID.
Oh. First, thank you for sending us stories.
Okay.
Sort of lost at the situation that I have. There is a friend of mine that I usually hang out. I met him at the beginning of this year, and he asked me to study with him during exam time back in April. Then, before I left for my Asia trip in the summer, he took me out for a movie. We kept in contact during my trip, and he asked me to see me the day I got back from my trip, which I ended up doing. Now, this all sounds so good and dandy, but I've actually gotten mixed signals from him. Sometimes when I would ask to hang out, he would reply with, "Oh, I'll think about it," or "We'll see." How he would message me out of the blue to start a conversation whenever I don't start one with him. And he was one of the first people to reply to a birthday dinner that I put together for this coming Saturday. What do? I actually do have feelings for him, but I don't want to ruin my friendship if I was totally off base. Okay.
Now, normally when this segment happens, Stephanie's very blunt about things. She likes to throw things out. You know her personally.
I'm really straightforward too.
Yeah.
I'm really straightforward.
So you're the guy here. And I mean, I know that you have just friends that are girls. So what does this mean? I mean, because on the girl's perspective, I mean, for me right now, I think that she just has feelings for him. That's why she wants to see it that way. But I mean, what do you take on it?
In Korea, there is a maxim called 남 죽인 싫고 자기가 갖긴 싫다. 자기가 갖긴 싫고 남 죽이도 싫다.
Okay.
자기가 뭐라고 했지? It's like this. I don't actually want to lose her,
but
I don't want to
date her. Yeah.
No, give to somebody else.
Yeah. So 내가 완전 갖기는 싫고 남주긴 아깝다.
Exactly.
So you don't necessarily want to have her as a girlfriend, but then again, you don't want to not have her as like, a flirt buddy or
I think
somebody to be
the
with.
guys is thinking that way.
Okay.
I guess so.
Interesting.
Wait, but then while I was reading, I felt that the girl Crystal is being so nice to the man, the guy.
A little too nice.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But I think when a girl like tried to seduce a man, then the girl should become a bad girl instead of a good girl. Because that way it will make attracted to boys.
Okay, so you like
That's
girls
what I
that
think.
that's you. So you like girls that turn into a bad girl instead of a good girl.
I mostly like kind girls,
Okay.
but then generally,
Generally.
that's what I think.
Okay, so you think that the girl should be able to be non-available. So the tug of war,
Exactly.
the pull and the pull.
Like, for example, if a boy says, "Oh, do you have time?" Well, I don't know. I have to think. Let me see
So-
my schedule. And then if he sends a message, then don't like send it right away. Like, give a time to send it back.
See, interesting, because normally when girls hear this, they're just like, then dump him. Don't date him. He's not a guy worth dating.
But I guess, like she said, like she actually has a feeling toward him.
Yeah.
So if she wants to become like really close with him, or like become in a relationship, then I think she should do biltang. Like,
Okay,
go
so
back
yeah.
and forth.
So the tug of war. Okay. Well, I do agree, though. Crystal, I feel that you do like him a little bit more than he likes you. Or he knows that you like him, so he's kind of, I guess, testing the waters.
So here's solution: become indifferent. Like, make him feel neglected.
Make him feel neglected. Wow. This is the kind of stuff. Well, no, technically, because Stephanie's more like you. She thinks more of the guy.
Really?
She's like, no, you stop making yourself available. So I think that we have a perfect guest in the studio. Stephanie was actually worried that she might lose her job. No, just kidding. I'm kidding.
She will not.
I'm kidding.
I'm not gonna steal her job. I can't. She's my 선배.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah, we all went to the same
school.
Same school. Now I'm getting really sad because I'm getting old. But back to the topic. Yeah, Crystal, I think that if you do have feelings for him and you don't want to ruin the relationship now, yeah, say do what AJ says. Take a chill pill for a little bit.
Take a time.
Yeah, take time. Make yourself, MIA every once in a while. Hang out with your friends, and even though he is a guy friend, he might be your main friend right now. You might want to take it slow.
And here's one more thing: don't propose.
Don't. Why?
Girls should not propose first.
Really?
Yeah, girls have to make boys propose first, not the woman.
Because see, this is very different. I'm the type of person that if I like somebody, I say I like them first.
Do you get accepted every time, or?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I've never really failed at saying that I like the guy. But then obviously there was other events that happened before that where we would probably be going out like on a lot of dinner dates or, seeing each other often, and then I would make the first move. But I kind of get what you're talking about, though. To make the girl make the guy
Propose first.
Huh.
I think that's what
I'm
she should do in this situation.
I'm learning a lot more from AJ today.
No, you're not. No.
I'm learning a lot from you today. I should not do that. Well, in the end, I understand where he's coming from, though. Sometimes if that happens, girls could kind of look desperate
Yeah,
in
exactly.
the guy's eyes.
And they could make think, she likes more than I do.
Okay, so they don't feel that that's attractive. So kind of playing hard to get on the girl's side is always a positive. And then once they start dating, then they can, come back to
exactly.
normal. Huh.
I
Very
think
interesting.
It is 밀당 in the relationship.
Okay, so the pull
and back and forth.
Okay. Now, normally when you start seeing people, do you normally go by those rules? Or...
No, I don't.
But you
No, I
don't go
don't.
by the rules, but then you're telling people to do that.
Because I'm third person. And then what I usually do, and then what I usually fail. I always push, not
More.
pull. I always push without pulling it.
So normally when you like somebody, you like them.
Yeah.
It's only them.
So I always get rejected. That's so sad.
No, I don't think you'd always get rejected. I think you're going for the wrong girls. That might be the problem.
Okay, that's true. That's true too.
That might be the problem. I mean, for any of your older friends, because I mean, obviously with your older friends, they probably have a little bit more experience in that aspect.
Yeah.
Have you seen somebody in this very similar situation where he tells you that, hey, you know, there's this one friend of mine. She's all of a sudden like acting like she likes me, and I don't know what to do. Do they act the same way, or
They act the same way.
okay?
In this case, I guess the boy is not that interested in the girl.
Okay.
So in that way, that's why his keep on messaging first and then but not like messaging back at last.
Okay.
So in this case, this like looking at the situation, what my friend said, like here's one case. My friend was dating a girl, but then he wasn't that interested into that girl.
Okay.
But then at last they were in a relationship because the girl made him to get interested in her by neglecting him.
Oh.
At the first, like she was being so kind, but then at the ending end, like she was being indifferent to him.
Okay.
Kind and being indifferent, kind and being indifferent. Like doing this back and forth, it actually got into like relationship later on.
So it grew into a bigger relationship. Instead of when you first saw her, it was like, hey, she's okay, and then all of a sudden she
why
started
is she doing this?
Yeah, and then now he likes her even more, and then they started dating.
The guy
Okay.
will feel kind of space
Okay.
when she become indifferent. So
Okay. So give people their space, and then they will be able to think a little bit more. I understand that. In a relationship, if you just constantly say, I like you, I like you, I like you, then all of a sudden they're like, oops, bye.
Oh, yeah,
and then they
yeah,
just
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
like, you know, MIA for a moment.
that's
and then
what
be like,
happened.
Huh?
That's what happens to me. Bye. Because I'm keep on pushing it.
No. Well, I mean, it does spark a curiosity in the relationship, and also it could go from there. So, Crystal, I'd say, I know that he's not your only friend. You have us on the show as well, since you're such an avid listener. So I'd say give it some time. Like AJ says, go a little MIA for a moment. Don't
Push
try to
pull.
text. Yeah, don't try to text him more. See where he goes with things. Because if he was the one that said would call you first in the beginning, and now he's not, he's probably doing the same thing. He might be doing the pull and push and pull. So I'd say take some time. Chill out a little bit and see where it goes. If it doesn't work out, then you have AJ to blame. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. All right. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to some music before we come back. Yojo is singing a very interesting title song. So it's very long, too. How do you date again? 연애는 어떻게 하는 거였더라? That is the title of the track we're going to be listening to, and we'll see you guys after this with more of AJ and Ugly Truth in the studio.
연애는 어떻게 하는 거였더라 새까맣게 다 잊어버렸네 한땐 잘 나갔던 것 같은데 해줘.
All right, we're back and we have AJ in the studio.
Hello.
We're looking at The Ugly Truth, and our next story I'm going to read for you guys.
Sure.
Wow, girl, you wrote so much. All right, so Fudgers, Felicia, thank you so much for dropping by and leaving
Thank
a
you.
message. So, there's this guy I used to be friends with in high school. Oh, high school. Those were the days. We were only friends, never dated, and used to talk and give each other advice on stuff. He had a lot of problems with girls and always asked me things on what he should do. Okay, I understand the relationship there. After we got into college, something happened and I realized how much of a boop he is and decided not to associate myself with him at all. I told him I'm done being friends with him, and he cursed at me and said, fine, I don't need you, and that was that. This happened almost 2 years ago. Just recently, he decided to text me out of nowhere asking to be friends again. I ignored it. This wasn't the first time within the 2 years that he's bugged me about this. I've told him no in the past, and he looked like it looked like it didn't work, so this time I ignored it again. Now, I know people should be forgiven, but this guy, I heard from a few people from high school that he's been a beep to them too, and they all stopped being friends with him. I've even heard he's a hardcore partier now and even does some drugs on occasion. I really don't want to have anything to do with this kid, but he keeps bugging me at the start of every semester. Saying no or going away is not working. What should I do? All right, now AJ, since you're in the studio, why are guys like this? I would really like a guy's perspective.
But then, since I'm not a type of person like the guy who is right now, so I'm not I can't tell what I can like give him advice. But then, I personally don't like this guy.
Okay.
He's being so girly, like he cursing a girl.
Exactly.
And fine, I don't need you. It's like it's being so girly. I truly don't like this type of guy.
Well, yeah, obviously he's
doing drug.
Yeah.
Like flirting girls all around.
Man. Yeah, Felicia, you shouldn't be friends with him, obviously.
Exactly.
Well, this is a question that actually I want to kind of ask you, AJ, too, is obviously saying no and ignoring it is not going away.
Work.
It's not going away. So you're a guy. And obviously, you've probably seen guys in your school or that you know or people around you that maybe you've worked with that were similar to this. So they're, a beep to people. They're that way to girls as well. Now, you used to be their friend or you used to be, their younger friend or whatever. You looked up to them at maybe one point, but then you found out what kind of a person they were. Now, how do you deal with not associating with these people?
In my case, I just straightforwardly go on to them and say, "Oh, I don't like you, and I don't like to even talk to you. Let's end our relationship, and then let's just pretend that we don't
know each other."
Yeah, we don't know each other.
But she did that in high school, and it's not working.
But then I guess she just said no to him, like, let's just stop our relationship in kind way, I guess.
So you think that she wasn't mean enough?
Yeah, exactly. While I was listening to this story, I'm not really into that situation, but then I kind of feel she's kind of nice girl, I guess.
Oh, yeah. She's one of our nicest listeners. So you think that she didn't give him the
strong version
strong version. Huh. So you think that because of that, he's like, oh, I can still talk to her.
I guess so. Because men can think that it's easy to go on with her like this way. So I guess she needs kind of strong... how do I say it? Strong.
No, like a strong,
Give him a notice.
Okay. So put it out there. No. Not, we'll see. Not, no, please go away. Like, no.
If that doesn't work, just kick it.
Yeah, I think that would work too.
He's not a guy. He's so girly. I don't like this type of guy.
Well, obviously he's got issues because if she already said, well, he didn't even apologize either.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If he would have apologized,
so
yeah, if he would have apologized to you when he asked if you guys could be friends again, then I would say maybe. I mean, because he's a man enough to say, I'm sorry, and I want to be friends with you again. But Felicia, if he's just like, can we be friends again? Nah, he's lonely then.
It's going on easy with her.
I think that Felicia, knowing you and your personality, that you probably were really, really, really good friends. And like you said, in high school, he had a lot of problems with like girls and whatnot. So you would always give him advice. So now I think that he feels that you're kind of that easy ticket out.
Mm-hmm. To go on with.
I know this is a little extreme, but people who have gambling problems or have any addiction problems, they always find that one person or that one thing that kind of that they took as like refuge.
Oh, that's true. I agree. I totally agree.
So let's say he's a womanizer. Mm-hmm. So let's say he's addicted to being with a lot of women. Mm-hmm. He's always going to go back to his wife.
Yeah, that's true.
Because he feels that his wife is always going to be the person that's stable. That's the only thing in his life that he can look forward to going back to.
I totally agree.
So I think that in high school, when all of those problems started, you were the friend that was his
mom.
Yeah, his mom. The one that he looked up to and he could relate to. Mm-hmm. And now that he's having more problems, he's constantly looking for that safe haven to go back to think,
exactly.
Oh, I'm a good person. Instead of,
his unconsciously keep on contacting her.
Yeah. So I think that, what AJ said is a big deal of saying no. I'm kind of a little too kind-hearted like you are, Felicia. So
I'm curious, like in this way, how would you deal with the situation?
The thing is if that happened, and I know that he's in some trouble these days, I don't know, because I have a weak heart. I think I might see him one more time.
One more time,
just to see what was going on. I mean, but then again, Felicia, you also have to kind of kick yourself in the butt too, because you only listened to what people said in high school. So you listened to what your high school friends said about him, and you just made the assumption that he's been that kind of a person to them, which I mean is what could be true. If they, are no longer friends with him, then that's proof that, he was that kind of a person to them. But then again, it could be a big misunderstanding as well.
So it's like this: if she doesn't know that he's really a corrupted man, then she should go up to him and then listen to him first, at least.
I think that if they were that close of friends in high school, then I think that giving him the benefit of the doubt would be okay in this situation. Because when you said that after you got in college, something happened, which we don't know what that something is, and then you realized how much of a bad person he was. So it was kind of a wake-up call for you. I'm not sure what that wake-up call was. Maybe he made a mistake towards you when he got drunk. I don't know what it might have been. But in the end, you decided not to associate yourself with him because of what happened. But then on top of that, you took your friend's advice over what you saw. And now you hear that he's on drugs and hear that he's a party guy
that you haven't really truly seen.
Yeah. And so I'd say that my personality, I know that a lot of people would be like, no, you can't. I would probably meet up with him and hear what he has to say. If I meet up with him and I agree that he's still a beep and he just has no common sense, then I would literally try I'd even change my number if it gets to that. Yeah. If it gets to that, block him, literally, put my foot down. I think that's the best way to go.
I agree with you.
Yeah. How do guys deal with this? Do you just kick their butt or something? Just
if guy to guy?
Yeah.
I just kick their ass.
Okay. I see it's so easy with guys. It's so easy.
But easy if the man whose other person is also a man. But in this situation, the man here, I don't think he's really a man.
Well, he's a wuss, obviously.
He's like girly man.
Because he's cursing at girls and saying,
yeah, exactly.
Fine, I don't need you.
And he didn't say even I'm sorry or anything else.
Yeah.
So further, please go on to what Isak Nuna said.
Okay.
And then just feel and then see, and then go on to what I told you. Just kick his ass or go strong version of no.
Okay. Yeah, I think so. When it comes to guys like this, if they are a truly lost cause, then there's nothing that you can do about it. Regardless of what his addiction could be, whether he's addicted to anything or not. And I'm not just talking about like substances. I'm talking about like, I know that there's people who get addicted to lying.
Oh, any kind of addiction.
Yeah, there's so many different addictions. People get addicted to little things. So we don't know what he's all bundled up about. But in the long run, I'd have to say that I would meet up with him one more time, see what he has to say. And if you really agree that he's still the guy that you don't want to associate with anymore, then, you know, put your foot down. If not, just literally like jump him or do something and say, you get near me, put a restraining order on him. I don't know. Put a restraining order on him. Change your number. Block him. Yeah. Block him on SNS. Dude, change everything. I know it's annoying to do this for one person, but
it's worth it.
Yeah, I think it's worth it. If he's that kind of an annoying person, I think it would be very worth it. All right, well, what we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to some more music. We need our listeners to continue to send in more ugly truths. See, our questions or our topics today are not that serious. It doesn't have to be super, super serious. It can be concerns that you have, maybe even advice that you want from a guy's perspective, obviously since AJ's in the studio today. Or it can be something that you talked about in school or you saw in school. So let's say you saw a couple fighting and you wanted to know why that even exists. Maybe the guy was being violent with her.
Any
stuff
kind
like
of problems.
That. Yeah, any kind of problems. So what we're going to do is take it. I think this is a perfect track to listen to. Epic Eye singing Pika Move. And we'll see you guys after this more of our ugly truth.
Epic Eye.
어서 한 장을 얹어 on your speaker box Baby I'm a born rider 난 타고났어 어린애 잘난 you know Pythagoras 그 실력 double 돼도 double C But damn enough 지난 날의 그 건방진 flow is back 가만히 재수 없는 성가신 고집 back But that soul is cracked Come and fiend on it I'm up the brave mother Stop pain on it
머리 큰 놈은 치워봐라 배 아픈 놈은 실려가라 I'm so clean 더러운 놈은 씻고 자 맘을 핫하게 불내는 니 어설픈 문화 컨트롤에는 시 확실한 인증에 필요할 때 귀에 달라붙는 USB
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈만 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈아 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
Ride with me Get your boards and your bikes and ride with me Get your boots and your kicks and ride with me Get out the world
가라 마라 하지 마라 너나 나나 말이 많아 하지 마라 나 위하고 바라 말도 같이 가자 네가 원하는 것을 내게는 강요하지 마라 제발 자꾸 머리가 조였으면 꼭 참은 바지 같아 왜날 디스는 듯이 흔들어 제껴도 쪽팔리는 건 절대 못해 멋대로 뜻대로 만들어 칭찬이 쏟아지는 건 설레고 내가 만에 흐려져 풀었으니까 가사를 그저 길어갈래 재미로 짓거리는 거 뭐 이 안국에서
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈만 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈아 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
Ride with me Get your boards and your bikes and ride with me Get your boots and your kicks and ride with me Get out the world 니들 wanna 좀 빌려보내
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈아 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
나와 볼 일 없으면 쳐다보지도 말고 여기서 할 일 없으면 멀쩡거리지 좀 말고 난 볼 일 많고 할 일 많아 이놈아 좋은 말로 할 때 비켜
Okay, so we have AJ of UKISS in the studio.
Hello.
He is helping us out. I actually kind of feel happy that we have a guy's perspective. We used to have...
Am I helping it?
You're helping a lot.
Really?
Because normally it's me and Stephanie be like, really? Really? Would a guy think this way? Really?
It's a girls' conversation.
Because it's just girl talk. But now that we have a guy in the studio, it's a lot easier.
Different perspective.
Exactly.
I wish I can give help.
Well, hopefully all of our listeners, I think this last segment is going to be very, very helpful.
Okay.
This is our last story for today, and I'm very curious as well as to how to react to this kind of situation. So, AJ, please read the story for us.
From USA, Northcatch? It's an ID, right?
Yeah,
Northcatch. Hello. Today, I want to talk about my boyfriend who really bugging me now. He's very caring, nice, soft person. I liked him because he's sensitiveness. Mm-hmm. He asked me to have his space sometimes. I totally respect everyone need their own space sometime. But I wish I'm the one who can share his problem with him, not his friend. He has BFF, best friend forever. They've been together since they were in middle school. Okay, what is the problem? His BFF is the girl. Oh my gosh, the girl. Girl with the BFF? Well, we hang out together. She is a nice girl, but I don't like that she is the one who knows everything about my boyfriend. I totally agree. I talked to him. I love to share his problem, but all he said was, "You don't understand. Just give me a time to get through this." And he goes to his BFF. That's so mean. Oh my god. This can happen. I don't understand this. What do you think, guys? Sometimes I'm his ordinary friend and the girl is his girlfriend. I agree. He's just perfect except for that. And any idea to solve this problem? Well, it's very tricky.
Okay, so this is a question. AJ, do you have a BFF that is a girl?
I have one.
One?
Yeah, one in my life. But then, if I have a girlfriend, if I have a girlfriend, then, and if I have a problem, I would just directly go to my girlfriend instead of my BFF. Because girlfriend is the one who I have everything else, and then she needs to know everything else because she is my girlfriend.
Exactly.
But in this situation, his BFF is a girl, and then he goes on to only BFF, which is kind of awkward, I guess.
You know, honestly, right now, when you were reading the story, the song that popped into my head was Alicia Keys' Girlfriend. I think I'm jealous of your girlfriend. Yeah. All right. But anyways, for me, yes, there is a problem here. His BFF is a girl, and he keeps going to her when you guys have problems, and he hangs out with her when he needs, quote, space.
This is such a big problem.
Very big problem. I've met guys that have had girls that are BFFs. I've actually had an ex that had a girlfriend that he knew since they were in like elementary school. So we're talking about like, playground friends. They grew up in the same neighborhood. She's married. She has a kid. It wasn't so much about the jealousy issue, but the one thing that was bothering me was when they were in like third grade, apparently they went, quote, out. So they were, quote, boyfriend and girlfriend in like third grade.
Right.
And a couple of years later in fifth grade, she dated, or quote, dated another guy in the class that, they're still all a bunch of friends. But every time a guy brought a girlfriend, so this big old group of friends, so me and my, former boyfriend, we would be in a big old group of friends with, them. They would always bring it up. They would always be like, "Hey, yo, do you remember in third grade when she had pigtails? I was her boyfriend."
That's very annoying.
And then all of a sudden, his friend would be like, "Yeah." And then in fifth grade, I started dating her too. And I'm just like,
that's very annoying.
We're your girlfriends right now. She's married. She has a kid. Her husband's sitting right there. Could you not bring that up? And it's regardless of if she's pretty or not, or if she's skinnier than me, or she, it doesn't matter. It's just
that's
the
a
fact
manner.
Yeah,
it's
just being a gentleman, being nice, being common sense there. And I actually talked about it to her. And so I told her, like, we all went on this big old couple getaway. So we all went to like the mountains. We went to a creek. We had like a barbecue party. So we were having a few drinks, and then afterwards, it was us girls talking. And I made it very clear that I was just like, I just hate it when they bring that up. And I'm just like, it's not because I'm jealous of you. I'm jealous of, what he was like in elementary school, and I don't.
Oh, okay.
Even though you're married and you have kids, and you have you have no romantic feelings for him anymore, for girls, it's more so that, especially when it comes to these kind of girlfriends, it's exactly what she says. It's more so that she knows everything about my boyfriend that I don't. So it's like trying to beat something you can never beat. So
And the boy said, you don't understand.
exactly. So it's just like this girl saw him when he lost his first tooth, or like saw him when he crashed his first car, or when he had his first heartbreak.
Wait, but then what did she say? What did she say to you?
Oh, she was like, "Oh, I didn't even realize it," because she never really talks about it. But I was just like, think about your husband. Yeah, he might not say anything, but I mean, for a guy's perspective, it's a bunch of guys that you still hang out with, and they bring up that they dated you when they were younger, regardless of, you guys didn't even know what you were doing at the time. But still, I mean, you guys still talk about that. So obviously, in our minds, you had so much positive, good memories about it that you can't forget about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not respecting me because you're so hung up on your past
That's true.
memories.
There's
It's
no
kind of
respect.
like it's like you're in a relationship with your girlfriend. You keep talking about your ex. It's the same
That's
thing.
not gonna happen for me.
Well, I can tell. I can tell that that's not gonna happen with you. But yeah,
It's being mean.
yeah, your boyfriend is being mean. And if it was me, I'd say something. I'd literally be like, choose her or me, and if you choose her, get married to her. I'd say.
I think that should come out at the end of the relationship. At the first time, I think she should have to go on to him and then politely say, hey honey, or hey babe, I want to become a BFF of yours. So instead of her, I want to know everything about you. Like, be kind at the first time.
Okay.
So make him impressive, make him touched.
Okay.
Then he will change, I guess.
Actually, the moment you said that, this idea popped into my mind.
What idea?
So for our listener, become frenemies with his BFF. Start hanging out with her
That's
more.
one of good idea too. That's one of good idea too, I guess.
Start being a frenemy with her. Be the best friend with her.
best friend. That's
yeah,
true.
Be a huge best friend with her. Be like, okay, babe, you stay home. I'm gonna go hang out with, what's her face? Yeah, and then let's see how that feels. Yeah, let's see how he feels about that. Because honestly,
That's one solution.
the more I think about it, AJ, tell me what you think. In my opinion, I think we're going back to our first story.
Our first story.
So you said the Korean saying, I don't want her as my girlfriend, but I don't want to give it to somebody else. You said that. I think that with his quote BFF now, he's doing the same thing. So he's dating you, but in reality, he's not. I think he's just being greedy or trying to make his current quote BFF jealous. I don't know. I think he likes his BFF.
Oh, you think so?
Because I have dated guys that have girl BFFs, and they don't do this, though. So if the girl BFF has a boyfriend, yeah, they'll call, but only when they need something. You know what I mean? So let's say the girl is having problems with her boyfriend, or maybe she wants to go somewhere with her boyfriend, and she asks, so let's say, AJ, you and I are BFFs, and you have a girlfriend. The only time that I would ever send you a text message first is probably, holidays, or if I saw maybe an SNS that you sounded not too happy, then I might text you, hey, hon, is everything okay? That's the only conversation that I would have, because I want to respect your privacy, and I want to respect your girlfriend as well, because I'm your BFF.
But in this case,
it's the other way around. So the boyfriend is trying to spend time with the BFF.
Instead of the girlfriend.
Exactly. For me, I'd be like, no, go back to your girl. But I think that it's very different here. But also, when it comes to the guy's perspective, on the vice versa, you have a girlfriend, and I know that you really, really love your girls, so you get all, into them. But when it comes to, let's say you called me for something, I would know that it's probably either because there's a fight that you guys had and you needed my advice, or you probably needed something like, I want to go on a trip with my girlfriend. Is there any good places that you know? That kind of stuff. I can see that kind of conversation going back and forth between BFFs, but other than that, what would you talk? Yeah, what would you talk about?
To sum up everything else, like I think.
Have you ever seen guys around you that do this?
No,
See?
not around me.
This is very rare.
I think this girl, Novcatch, a person who sent the story, should know their relationship first and deeply, like how they were close, and then how long they've been friends, and then like how their relationships were. I think the girl who sent the story should know that relationship first and then react to it.
Okay. Well, I mean, obviously they've been friends for a while, and there's one thing though.
How deep the relationship is.
True. Novcatch, there's one thing though. You said that you started liking him because he's so sensitive. There's one thing very, very dangerous about guys who are
sensitive.
That's
true.
And there are something very, very dangerous with guys who are nice to everyone.
Everyone, bad boys.
Yes. Yes. Girls too. Girls who are nice to everyone have a tendency to lead people, because you lead people on. Being too sensitive,
That's true.
being too nice, you lead people on. If you guys are actually dating right now, then he should be making changes in his life if he wants to be in the relationship. If he doesn't want to be in the relationship anymore, then obviously he can go back to his BFF. Because, I mean, I think AJ would probably be the same way. Let's say AJ likes to hang out with his friends. So let's say on a weekly basis, you hang out with your group of friends 4 to 5 times. Then the other 2, you're either by yourself or you make plans with somebody else. And then you have a girlfriend. Obviously, that has to change. You can't meet your boys 5 times a week and then meet your girl twice.
That's true. I'd rather take my girlfriend to the place where I go.
True. But see, I mean, most girls think that way too. The girls, and I think that she's the same way. She's like, if my boyfriend goes somewhere, I want to go with him. I can go.
But he's actually refusing me to go.
Yeah. So that becomes a problem in the beginning anyway. So I think AJ and I, we can sum it up as, for him, he wants you to get to know the girl too. And, you know, get to know the relationship a little bit more. For me, I'd say get closer to the girl. And then also, you know, hint towards your boyfriend as well. You know, hello, I'm your girlfriend, not her.
Here's a point. If when the Novcash contacts and get close to BFF, and if BFF kind of refuses her, then there's something between BFF and the man.
The boyfriend. Yes. Oh, there we go.
But then if BFF accepts the Novcatch, and then if they become closer, then I think it would be perfect situation to get close to his boyfriend.
Exactly. Then it'd be like picture perfect scenario there. Because actually, I've seen that happen. And then what happens is they break up, and then the 2 become friends. The girls become friends, and then the boy goes out of the equation.
That's true.
That's true. All right. Well, already our show's over. Oh my goodness. So what we're gonna do is say goodbye. We're gonna say goodbye to AJ. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much. Please, I want to come here again.
Exactly. Well, we actually might drag you into the studio next week too. I might have to go to like the music show and drag you into the studio.
Nice.
But Taeyang is singing "Just Look at Me." Naman para ba. We're going to see you soon. All right.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
It's been on my mind for a while. Gotta get this off my chest before it's too late. I can't let you go. You gotta let it go. I can't let you go. You gotta listen. 하루에도 몇 번씩 널 보며 웃어 난 수백 번 말했잖아. You're the love of my life. 거짓된 세상 속 불안한 내 맘속 오직 남는 건 너 하나뿐이라고. 가끔 내 맘 변할까봐 불안해할 때면 웃으며 말했잖아. 그럴 일 없다고. 끝없는 방황 속 텅 빈 내 가슴 속 내가 기댈 곳은 너 하나뿐이지만 가끔씩 흔들리는 내 자신이 미워. Yeah. 오늘도 난 이 세상에 휩쓸려 살며시 널 지워. Baby, baby. 내가 바라봐도 넌
거짓으며 날 기다렸다고 눈물로 내게 말해 변한 것 같다고 널 향한 내 맘도 처음과 같다고 수없이 달래며 지내온 많은 밤들 네가 없이는 난 너무 힘들